And continuing on with Bill Vilberg and end of course activities. Go ahead, Bill.
Thank you, Brett. One of the things that we like to do is give some summaries of what you should be doing, what faculty should be doing. So this is one on the end of course activities. What should happen at the end of a course? I've got a link there to download the slides. I will have a couple of slides that are pretty dense and step-by-step lists. I encourage you to go there and download them. When I get to the step-by-step demonstration, you may want to open that into a side window or something so that you can see exactly what I'm working through when I'm working on it. And that URL is to a slide share, so you can watch it there, or there is a download capability. There's always cleanup, filing, and paperwork to be done at the end of a job. There are three main things that we recommend that a faculty member does at the end of a Blackboard Learn course. We recommend that you archive the course site onto your computer. We recommend that you download the Grade Center onto your computer. And we recommend that you download the grade history onto your computer. Why archive the course site? The system administrator of a Blackboard Learn system can restore an archive, and all the content and activity will be present. Was a paper submitted by a student? Did a student post to a discussion board? What was the announcement for the final exam? All of these can be determined by a restored course archive. By creating a course archive, you are in control of this data. If you go to another school that uses Blackboard, you can even have the course restored to that server. Keeping a course archive is very important. Before deleting courses, we do make course archives, but we don't keep them up at the end of every semester, so we encourage you to make one. Now, you're going to see one of those busy slides. There are the steps involved in making a course archive. I'm not going to read through them now. I'm going to walk through them during the demonstration. If you downloaded the slide set, you'll be able to go from there, or just sit back and relax and watch it, and then look at the slides later, or we'll have another handout on our website with the steps listed. Second thing, downloading a Grade Center. Why do you do that? The Grade Center on a Blackboard Learn course site is a grade book. If you use the grade book in any way, and some faculty don't, if you don't use it, you don't have to do this. But if you do use it, downloading a copy will allow you to access the gradebook directly without going through Blackboard. Many questions can be answered by looking in the gradebook, so having access to it can be useful. The gradebook downloads as a comma-separated values and as a CSV file. It can easily and quickly be opened in Excel and inspected. So download it if you use a gradebook, so that any questions that come up about the grades and that, you can quickly get to it. You don't even have to go to Blackboard or anything else. And this could happen years after the course is over. Here are the steps to download a Grade Center, and again, I'm not going to go through them, except to say that I will demonstrate them during the demonstration. This will be the guide that I'll be working from. And the third one, download the grade history. Why? Well, first, what's the difference between a Grade Center and a grade history? The Grade Center is just a grade book with the current grade sitting there. The grade history shows you everything that's happened to that grade book. So if a grade was entered, who entered it, what their IP address was, the date and time that it was entered, if it was changed, so it was entered more than once, you'll see all of the entries. Where in the gradebook, you'll only see the final grade. If someone took a test and the attempt was reset, you'll see who did that and when. So you can see everything that's gone on related to the grade book. When it happened, who did it, a great tool to have. Again, questions on grades and anything that happens after the course is over. For grade disputes, it's an invaluable tool. And again, here's the long list of steps. Now, it looks like a lot of steps. In fact, they're pretty easy. It's Blackboard, and you just work your way through it. I'm going to go on to the next one. Again, there is the URL for the slides. If you don't have them, go ahead, open a browser, and download them. Now, I'm going to switch and begin screen sharing. And I'm going to share my whole desktop. And I don't usually do this. And this is my setup for Collaborate. You don't need that. And you don't need that. This is what you need. So I'm now sharing my the University of Miami website. I'm sharing a course that's called Demonstration Course. Over here on the left, you can see that. And I'm going to walk through the steps to archive the course site. I'm going to read them right off the list. 1, go to the course site. I'm there. 2, in the control panel, here's the control panel down under Course Management. Go to Packages and Utilities. There that is. I'm going to click on that to open it up. I have to scroll up a little bit. Go to Export Archive Course. There it is. Export Archive Course, so I'm going to click on that. Up comes the Export Archive Course page. Select Archive Course. There is an export. The export only gives you some of the content and things. If you don't want the students, if you're actually going to take this to another school and just want the content, you can do the export, but when we import a course, we can restore it. We can select not to have the students and all too. So the archive is the better one. So I clicked on Archive Course. In section 1, I'm going to go ahead and include the Grade Center history. I know I've got it separately, but I just as soon have it in there in my archive so everything is in one place. In section 2, I'm going to select Copy Links and Include Copies, both for the default directory and files outside of the course default directory. That means if I've linked to something somewhere else on the system, I want it included in this archive so that I can restore it too, even though it may be in my personal area somewhere else on the system. And then I'm on step 7, which is click the Submit button, either one, top or bottom. Now it says this action has been queued. An email will be sent when the process is complete. If you have a large class, lots of videos, lots of files, lots of grades and students, it can take a while to get this done. But I'm going to go ahead and refresh it. And I see my new one. Now, I did a demo earlier. This is the date, 2014, May 7th, at 8:38 this morning, 8 hours, 38 minutes, 48 seconds, I did one. And now at 3:42:10, I just made a new one. So this is the one I'm looking for. And it's already done. And you can see over here the 8:39 a.m. and the 3:42 p.m. We should be on set 8, 9. Step 9 says go away, wait for the email, come back to here. I'm here. Step 10. 9 says to click on the link. And I'm going to save the file. It is a zip file. I'm going to save it. And then I'm going to go over to my downloads area. And there it is. Archive file, demo course, that's the name of my course, the date and time, in the sense 2014, May 7th at 3:42:10.zip. So I'm going to open that up, and on most of our systems, that opens automatically these days on Blackboard and whatever, and what you see is garbage. This is a reminder. This is the note. You can't use this file. The only use for this file is to get back to us so that we can restore it. But that's a pretty good use. So save a copy and you can give it to us. You don't need to open it. You don't need to look at anything in it, because you can see that it's all data and files and XML and all kinds of funny stuff. So it's not for you. It's for us, or for you to get the course restored, and you'd give it back to us at that point. Okay, so that finishes that demo of how to archive a course site. I'm going to move on to the second demo. Okay, so let me show you how to download the Grade Center. Again, you go to the course site, in the control panel, everything's in the control panel, go to the Grade Center, and either click on this little gray arrow or click on Grade Center and go to Full Grade Center. This takes you straight as a shortcut to the Full Grade Center, so I'll just click on that. And I'm now at the Full Grade Center. Off on the right, there's a Work Offline. I'm going to go to that, and I'm going to Download. That allows me to download the Grade Center. Now, we had some, I want the Full Grade Center. In option 2 under the delimiter type, we had some discussion internally. I had left it as a tab and everything worked, but since it is a common separated value, I'm going to go back and put comma on. But you try one, try the other if the first one doesn't work. But I think they'll both work on systems these days. And I'm going to save it on my computer, and I'm going to submit it. Now this is another one where it's created a file, and now I have to download it. So I click on Download. It's a CSV file. This particular browser, Firefox, is asking me what to do with it. Do I want to open it, or do I want to save it? I want to save it. It goes into my Downloads area on a Macintosh. So I go over and look at my Downloads folder, and there's the file. I can open it, and you can see it's GC for Grade Center, Demo Course, that's the name of the course, Full GC for Full Grade Center, the date and time, that's in 24-hour time, and with dashes so it's easier to read, but 2014, May 7th at 3:46 p.m. I'm going to go ahead and open it into Excel so you can see what it looks like. Now some of them you can see these pound signs on, so I'm just going to go to there and double click to open it up. And some of them are wide because of the name up at the top. But this is my gradebook. If I went out to my gradebook, this is what I would see. I've got my students. These are just students that I've created. In general, the support student A through student I. They don't happen to have student IDs. Last access, when they last hit the system, and that was back on March 4th, because that's when I was playing with this. They are available. Total points. This is their grade on the 10-question quiz that they took, and this is a presentation where I entered the grade in. And you're going to see in the next one, this is just the grade book. It just shows me the grades. In the grade history, I'm going to do more of it. So I encourage you to have this. Some people even print it out and put it into a printed folder so that if a student comes in or something, they can quickly grab it, look at it, see what's going on. Please don't distribute this to your students because it shows other students' grades. So that finishes the demonstration of how to download the Grade Center. Okay, so now I'd like to demonstrate downloading the grade history. This actually has 11 steps in it because there are a couple extra things to do here to get to it. I go to the course site. In the control panel, I go to the Grade Center. I'm going to click on that arrow again to go right to the full grade. Well, this time I'll do it the other way. I click on Grade Center and I go to Full Grade Center. So you can either do that or click on the arrow. They both take you to the same place. And I'm now at the Grade Center. There's a button here for reports. I never knew it was there, but it is. And the report that it provides is the View Grade Center. So you just hover over. I didn't click on reports. I just brought my mouse up, and then I go down to View Grade History. This is the full Grade Center, but the report is the grade history. So I click on that. Now there's an interesting thing here. By default, it shows the last 14 days. I'm going to go ahead and show all. If you know something happened recently and you want to look at that, you can go ahead and do that. But in general, I want to see all the changes. And this is on multiple pages, but that doesn't matter. If I wanted to look at them, I could continue going to the next one, or do show all, or go to the next page or whatever. Just to show you what's here, I've got a date. I've got the column in the gradebook that was being worked on, the presentation. I've got who did it, and this is me. I've got what student was involved. This is student I, student H, student F, student E, and so on. This is the value. The grade was 22, was 25, was 20, was 23, and so on, and when the attempt was submitted. Now this is interesting because I've got a couple of them. Yeah, here it is. This top one was actually done at 8:20 this morning, but the attempt submitted at 8:15. Why is that? Well, that's because the grade for student I was first entered at 8:15:47. I then went in and changed it at 8:20. So under date and time, it shows when this activity actually happened. Under attempt submitted is when the student submitted the test or the grade was entered the first time. So I've got all that information in the grade history. I'd like to save it, so I hit on download. I change it to a comma, and I submit. Same thing. It's downloaded the file on the Blackboard. Now I have to ask it to send it to me. I hit download. This is Firefox, so it asks me what I want to do with it. I want to save it. I go over to my download area, and I now have GC Demo Course History Log. Remember, the other one was named Full Grade Center. This is named History Log, again, time and date stamp. And if I open that, I'm going to select them all and open them. Make some of them smaller again. Okay, so we've got this event that happened at 8:20 where I went to student I. Notice I went. That's the IP address I was working from. I happened to be in McDonald's at that time, and that's the IP address that I was given. And they're all done from that one IP address. I entered the grade 22. I had previously entered the grade 25, if you look for that same student I. And it's just the attempt grade was changed. Here's regrading. This is a case down here on 10 questions as a quiz, and I was doing a session on how to change a question and have the system regrade it. So the system itself did this regrading. That's why there's no IP address. And down at the bottom, I want to show you one more before I finish, and that is someplace here is where I let somebody take a test over. Well, I thought it, no, there it is. There it is. Attempt grade cleared. Okay, that's the name in there. So the attempt grade, the attempt was cleared so that the student could take the test again. I can tell who did it, I did it, what IP address I was at, and that's this one here at where I'm sitting right now. That's my IP address. So we can see exactly who cleared the attempt so that the student could retake the test. So that is the grade history. I suggest that you download it and save it. And that finishes that part of the demonstration. And I'm back showing the demo slide. And just for review, archive your course site, download the Grade Center, download the grade history, and just another point, put the 3 files in a folder, use the course code for the title of the folder, and store the folder somewhere you can find it, because it may be 3 or 4 years later that you need this. You might even want to hand it, particularly Grade Center and grade history, into your department or to someone else at your department. Often we have students come back 3 years later after course is over to challenge their grade, or something has come up and they got an incomplete and they need to finish it, and we get calls, can you tell us what was going on? If we have the course, we'll restore it, we'll look for the grade stuff and provide it, but if you've already turned it in, you could make someone very happy. And I thank you for listening.